Hey everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Eric as Jesse said, our Global IT Services team. And again, thanks, May. Thanks everyone for having us for sharing today. And we feel very excited to share our AIFSD transformation journey in GITS. Cool. Then I will kick it off. We as GITS, maybe later, let's go back. Yeah, we as GITS started AIFSD journey quite early this year. I think right after Chinese, not Chinese, but the new year, we start thinking about that. And I think one of the key reasons is due to a dilemma we are facing that GITS having less and less people, but doing more and more digital transformation work for Thoughtworks. If we can move to the next slides, I would love to share some numbers with you to better understand what we are working on in the GIS delivery. There are about more than 100 different codes and homegrown products working under the scale of GITS delivery. Also, many of you probably familiar about Sysons, about GCP data sets that about 450 plus data source and data board has been worked under this team as well. So as we see, in the last 2 years, the team has been scaling down from 300 to 160 around. And the need for digital transformation and AI transformation is increasing. So then we have to start thinking about achieving more with less. We do need some strategic change from working harder, but to working smarter. By doing that, I think 3 pillars has been identified. One is about ruthless prioritizations, which is really about ensure us working on most important matters. That's why some of you have seen that GITS has initiate this portfolio management across the board, right from GMT function and GITS itself. We really make sure the effort and the resource has been put on most important stuff. And the second one probably is most relevant to today's topic about we have to be more aggressive on AI journeys. AI has to be the force multiplier. We have to augment human intelligence with AI to achieve a step change in productivities, which is, we see more details in the later slides. The third pillar is about a culture of leverage change. I think everyone agrees with that. Even look at May's presentations about the tools and process are not enough. The team's mindset has to be evolved from celebrating from the manual effort to celebrate for smart, scalable AI solutions. So this one initiative in GITS is about involve our agentic enterprise architecture so we can encourage more agents to orchestrate with the process, with the operation within Thoughtworks. But let's leave that aside. I think today we are focused on the second pillar, which is about AI augmenting AIFSD on that. Yeah. So yeah, let's move to it sounds very exciting. Oh, let's do AI. Even from later last year or early this year, I think everyone feel quite excited about that. But one thing we cannot ignore is about the challenges the industry was facing. For example, I think quite familiar with everyone that the adoption rate for AI generate code is generally very low, less than 50% or sometimes 30%. So even though everyone's saying, okay, Cloud 3.5 is very strong, but still we see that the quality, the generation, the adoption rate for those tools are not good enough, just not good enough for the scalable size of projects and the enterprise as well. The other challenge we also see, context, black box experience, obviously that, but we as a big enterprise for delivery, I think we're really wondering if we can overcome these challenges and is that possible we can truly unleash the AI capabilities during the delivery? What would our delivery method looks like? There are a few imaginations on the right side bar about what could be solution for that. One, we truly believe that the ability of analyze the problems, identify the root cause, and how quick we can formalize the effective solution could be one of the solution we look at. Two is where we are good at Thoughtworks, engineering excellence, how we guarantee our code quality through a serious process, which is achieving high standards. And the third one is about the ability to use structural prompt to generate interpretable and traceable and high acceptance rate code, code on that. So for all these solutions capabilities, I think Wei is going to dive into the details on how we overcome that. But before we dive into the details, I would love to introduce a little bit more about what we think about this AIFSD and the maturity model. Because often we have been asked throughout the journey, often we have been asked by the team members that say, okay, we have been equipped by the, let's say, code generation tool, Cursor AI, Copilot, Gemini, what's next? Then the next we have been produced a prompt a repository tool called Opro, where we put all the structured prompt in a single place. It's easy for everyone to access. Then people will ask, what's next? Then we see, okay, we have been produced so many different codes. Who is going to review that? Our human being can review everything on that? Maybe not. So in short, we have been questions a lot on the journey of the AI. Rather than be responsive to address each questions, we have been thinking very proactively on how the maturity model looks like, how we go through the journey, how we achieve from level 0 to level 5 in the end. Definitely, we are taking some autonomous car industry concept to define the maturity levels for AI assistant software delivery. But I would like to share a little bit more details on that with you. Obviously, for the level 0, which is the manual driven, it's very much like what I use to do coding. I do some Google, trying to find design for that, and do some adjustment and put in the source code and see if that works. It's really demonstrate how manual or human writing or do the delivery in the past. And if we move a little bit up for the level 1, which is the basic AI assistant, well, the game has been start to change. We start to introduce intelligent programming assistant tool like Cursor AI, Copilot, and the AI has started to have code understanding and generation capabilities. If we move one level up, the AI expands from the personal level to the team level. We kind of achieve end-to-end process integration with multiple AI agents began to collaborate on the processes. For example, for code generation, we use AI. For code review, we use certain agents, either built by yourself or using some open source agent to do the code review. But long story short, we do see this ecosystem start to orchestrate interact with each other. And if we move to the level 3, where the AI demonstrate enhanced capabilities, it not just only autonomously development complex software, but also start processing the big pictures on handling enterprise level applications. So at this point, we would love to say AI first, but human supervisor on the progress. And if we go look at the level 4, it really take us to the next step where AI become independent, can create things on its own. Certain decisions has been made by the AI rather than by everything on the human beings, but definitely human is on the loop to guide on the decision-making processes. And the level 5 is really about, it's something like AGI will really have a general intelligent capabilities who can orchestrate this end-to-end delivery process in the way we define as super brain. It's really smart enough, but it's still on the imagination phase. I don't know what's output from that, but we do believe that it can reach a certain level. It can do a lot of autonomous decision by the machine. and the human, but still we foresee a human intervention or human value in those processes. Yeah. Cool. If we are okay with this maturity level, I think the next question will be how we measure that, where we are, and what's the indicator for those maturity levels. Yeah, again, try to answer those questions. We are looking at, for each level of the maturity, we are looking at 4 key dimensions. One, as you see, is about the human AI divisions of labor. 2 is about AI capability scope, and 3 is about decision-making authority. And the fourth one, or the last one, is about efficiency improvements. From those metrics on the view, on the presentation, on the slides, you can see it's gradually improved. For example, the AI participation, barely we have anything there in level 0 until the level 5, probably we see a mix close to 100% AI participation. And look at AI capabilities, I think it's a big jump as well, where AI was playing no roles on level 0, but still the level 5, I think traditional or this, what is that? The AI can handle the entire process by himself, by itself. And looking at decision-making authority, we anticipate that from level 0, human control all decisions, to level 5, AI make autonomous decisions under human oversight. That's a big leap about decision making. And the last one probably is very exciting to many of the managers about efficiency improvements, where we see probably is 1.2 or 5 improvement from level 1, level 2, probably 2 times productivity improvement, till the end, very close to the end, which can be 5 to 100 times efficiency improvement on that. I would love to take a pause. Maybe everyone on your team or on your daily work, you can start thinking or assess your team about where we are now and where we want to achieve. Maybe later on after call, we can have more conversations about that. And by the way, I do advisement for my colleague Wei. He has posted a very good blog on those maturity and how we calculate those maturity. Maybe whenever you get time, you want to dig into more details, you can find the blogs from Wei's blog on that. Yeah. So if we can move to the next slides. Yeah, very much on the left side, when we are looking at the transformations, I think definitely everyone is aware of that. We are not talking about a single tool. We are not talking about a single process, but really we truly look at the transformation for the software delivery and development, which includes the way of working. I think simple example, I think in the past, we pair with peers to do pairing. Moving forward, or even at current, is that the only model we do pairing? Maybe one people are pairing with different large language model to assist your work based on different purpose. If we look at the capabilities, I think very easily see, okay, prompt engineering become 101 for anyone get on board on this journey. There are numbers of different capability, new capability are needed for these transformations. And knowledge, I think in the past, many of the knowledge is with the person, is with Jira, is with your Drive. But now, I think many of the knowledge has been shifted from those place to the structured prompt, because the prompt itself can host a lot of experience, knowledge on certain projects and on a certain domain as well. Tools, definitely, we talk about different tools, even in May's slides. I don't need to mention that. Governance. When we have so many different tools, so many different large language model, so many different agents, how we make sure it generates the outcome which works for the enterprise and do good for the people. So that's another big topic I think everyone has to think about, the last workflows. A simple example, I think code review we used to do every day at the end of the day, and the whole team coming together in the room and discuss about code smells, your design, your solutionings. Is that still true in the year of the AIFSD? Because the number of code could be generated multiple times than what used to be happening in the past. Maybe we need to find different agents for different purpose of code review and to facilitate that, to work that in the workflow. I just take some simple example, but my message or our message is very clear. When we look at AIFSD, it's definitely not a single aspect change or transformation. It's a look at the entire flow of this software delivery. And the funny part, or good part, is on the right side. It's a little bit complex, maybe by looking at that. It's really, we are trying to understand that how this human and AI could work together. I think first of all, the message we want to convey is that we truly believe that the synergy between AI and human is essential in the process. There's nothing about AI replace human or human replace AI. It's really about the synergy level to boost the delivery efficiency. That's why you see on the formula on the right side, we call that delivery efficiency equals the sum of alpha multiply human cognitive output multiply 1 minus alpha AI execution factors. How to easily understand that? I think as Jesse posted in the chat, there's a blog to go through the details. But today I really want to see that we really want to see that human cognitive output improves because the synergy between AI and human. Take simple example for code generation. I think at very early stage, we give prompt, a human give prompt to the machine. Machine can generate code and review for that. You adjust that to cater for the certain purpose. Once we have achieved certain knowledge, let's say we can organize our knowledge in the structured prompt. Maybe the execution, AI execution will be much accurate and much higher qualities. The human intervention for that will be lesser, and the outcome from AI execution will be more. So in that case, we'll see increase of the efficiency because the alpha becomes lesser and the AI 1 minus alpha become more, and the total multiplier value will be higher. But for certain area, for example, innovations, maybe human cognitive play a bigger role than AI at the beginning phase. So you will see that human will be efficiency is higher and the AI will be lower. But long story short, I think at the end, we see those loops. We hope the alpha will be less and lesser because the human intervention will be lesser because of due to the cognitive outcome increased. I'm not sure if I explained that perfectly, but please do look at the blog where I think that will articulate much better than me. But one message I want to convey to everyone is about we do see the synergy between humans and AIs, and we do believe that both working together will make both sides better and eventually will improve the delivery efficiencies on that. Okay, and last slide, maybe I would love to inject some confidence to the people and to the audience today that because of the methodology we developed earlier, even though it's a conceptual level early slides, which way we'll go into much more details, but we have been achieved quick wins, I think by early of this year, by putting structured prompt, by equip ourselves with certain Crowd 3.5, Curse AI, we have been achieving certain outcome, which you see on the table. We have been working on the AHM, which is an account health monitoring tool, which is a Thoughtworks system, works for PS. While doing those initiatives, as you see, for the new build 0 to 1 services, we estimate for 19 days. We are able to accomplish it by 7 days, which is about 3 times productivity improvement. And we do some legacy change. We estimate for 5 days. We somehow manage by 3 days with those methodologies. Again, it's 1.7 times improvements. Definitely quality has been improved, and the unit testing also has been improved from 65% to 96%, which is very straightforward. I think easy for everyone to understand that. So all on that, I would love to say, okay, those journey or those conceptual practice or methodologies has helped us to have a quick win even 1 month after development of those methodologies. And we do have some latest data. Whoever needs those latest data about improvements, we can. I think offline we can talk about, discuss all of that. So that's all I want to share. But I will hand over to my colleague Wei. He has put those theory or put those methodologies in the practical practices which we want to share more with you today. So hand over to Wei, please.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Hi, everyone. I'm Zhang Wei from GITS. And just now, I think Eric just shared an overview of how we are approaching AI-assisted delivery at the organization level. Next, I'd like to focus on the practical methodology, specifically what enables us to achieve this result. Actually, the core lies in learning how to collaborate effectively with AI. And using structured prompts plays a crucial role in this process. So let's begin by exploring how craft effective prompts, particularly in the context of software delivery. So in this page, when we try to drive AI with natural language, we often encounter a fundamental contradiction. Human thinking is divergent, but AI's execution instructions need to be structured. So traditional prompt-driven development often falls into two pitfalls, either relying too heavily on descriptive representations, such as asking AI for an 800-word marketing article with small titles, or being too abstract, just letting AI guess the intent. So how do we break through? The key lies in a leap in cognitive thinking. We need to jump from describing features at the surface level, for example, just defining the colors, the shapes, to the essential abstraction at the deep level. For example, we need to extract functional cores and operational mechanism. But how can we understand this? Let's just move to the right part. We just use a practical example. Suppose we need AI to generate a white refrigerator, but assuming we didn't know the concept of a refrigerator. If we only describe the features, we would be the prompt would be generate a white rectangle object. Obviously, the result might not even be a refrigerator, right? Maybe a car, right? So if we start with the essence, we first anchoring what makes it what it is, such as defining and maintaining a low temperature environment. Then we can just define scenarios like refrigerators, cold storage, and so on. After that, we can describe features to add more details. And finally, we can accurately let AI generate a white refrigerator. Because through this method, we leave only generation path for AI. It will significantly reduce its hallucinations. So this cognitive shift is a foundation of the structured prompts. We can abstract this sentence to the following, the below part. Essence determines boundaries, and the features determine details, which is mean that we first define the essence to determine boundaries, then use the feature descriptions to describe the specific implementations. The more specific the descriptions, the closer the code generation results are to our expectation. But actually, the guiding principle alone are certainly not enough. So secondly, we just introduced a component description method. Here is just the user backend case as an example. So you can say for backend development, we just defined 10 standardized dimensions for each component, from class name and method names to exception handling, forming a complete logic encapsulations. You can choose appropriate dimensions based on actual situation you faced to describe your component. This component actually differ from those in Spring Framework. I think if you are do some practice in the Java, you may be just familiar with Spring the component of Spring Framework. But today, actually, is not that Spring Framework. It is just they are just the basic unit for describing structured prompts. So this component description method clearly defines responsibilities, boundaries, and using feature descriptions for attribute definitions and essential description for responsibility definitions. You can see the logic and the attribute for each component. Okay, so but only currently we have guidelines, we have a component, but it's still not enough. So we just give a framework, and we let us to consider that how to organize these components. So as shown on the right part, the structure is divided into 7 parts. The first requirements just briefly describe the development objective, and the second, business model. Use a memory or other diagram to visualize the relationships between classes, and the solution to provide high-level implementation strategies and the best practice. And the structure to define the structural models needed for implementation and describe their dependencies. For now, I just would like to pass for a second here. So I just introduced four section here, but there is a 3 sections very important for us. It is a business model, solution, and a structure. So if we think more about the business system, we can get an answer in that. What is a basic unit in the business system? Actually, it is the basic unit is a business model, right? So we just provide the basic unit in the structure prompt as a business model. And then we just provide the solution information. It will describe the business model interaction with each other, right? And the structure, we just provide the system architecture and let the business model and solution works very well in one unified structure. So these 3 sections will provide a high-level definition for a solution. And next, we can use the tasks sections. We will just provide detailed implementation guidelines in this area, just based on this the 3 sections I just mentioned: the business model, solution, and structure. And in this way, we just provide very detailed feature things in the tasks, and provide more specific information. And the next is a common task. It is just to ensure code consistency and adherence to the best practice. And the last section is constraint. It will just set the boundaries to ensure controllability. So actually, these 7 sections, it seems like protocol between AI and humans. We can use a uniform format for each requirement. We can we can generate a structured prompt to use this framework to AI, let AI generate code. And the AI, in the same way, they can generate they can also generate the structure prompt back uses strategies. Yeah, so it seems like a protocol. Okay, so during implementation, just remember the left part, the two gold rules. The first one, essential abstraction must precede feature descriptions. Because thinking clearly about the responsibility before detailing them, it can help us avoid following into Emily's exhaustive track. And secondly is about we are already using natural language, right? So component and not a logic unit. The component are logic units, not the code modules. It should exist independently of specific technical language. It should be a natural language and serving as a record of implementation logic described in the natural language. Okay, by now we should have a unified understanding of how to construct structured prompts from guiding, for example, to component modules and structure strategies. So, but actually creating a single structured prompt is far from sufficient, because single prompt maybe just make one individual gain efficiency, but for the team level, it is not enough. So achieve true efficiency gains in the team level, we must establish a comprehensive knowledge management system to systematically organize and categorize these methodology-based prompts. As you can see this page on this page, this includes layers like rulers, common solution abstraction, specific solution implementation, and last AI execution. And beside these layers, we also have we need architects, tech leads, and developers must work together to maintain prompt quality. For example, we just abstract prompts for generic solutions into templates, such as API CRUD implementation. Right, this is a easy case for us from 0 to 1, and then just put them in the common solution layer. For us, practice, we just put this common solution into Upro, which is engineering practice governance platform we built from last months. So I will introduce the Upro and Upro flow later. We have a regular demo video for it. So this way, when other developers need a similar situation, they can directly utilize these templates and integrate their specific business requirement to generate the structured prompts. This structured approach allows us to quickly reference existing templates when tracking similar types of problems, enabling the generation of new prompts without starting from scratch. I think, as you know, from 0 to 1, it always takes a lot of time. But if we can start from 0.5 to 1, then we can save a lot of time, because we just save a lot of scenarios for the spike. We needed to confirm the direction. But if we go from 0 to 5, we can have a direction, and we just need to do some adjustment for the specific user requirement, right? So as a result, it significantly enhance the problem-solving speed and the overall work efficiency. I think up to this point, I have introduced the core part of our practice methodology. Let's look at our practical video. But before say the video, I just put a sequence diagram here. It mainly introduces the workflow of OPRO. And if you are interested, you can refer to this process to understand the video details content clearly offline. So I just share this diagram here. You can refer later. And then we can just go to excited part to see how we use this methodology to solve our real problem in GITS. Okay, let me just okay, let's get started. So even we involving AI in our delivery process, but the business context understanding is still very important, because the problem of what we solved is related regarding to human, not regarding to AI. So we need to figure out the business context first. So for this business context, it's just retrieving workflows by querying with name and owner and other criteria. And we need to do some pagination. Some, how to say, in short, we could say it is a kind of complex API for implementation. So after user requirement clearly, we can go to OPRO to find the workflow to check if there is a workflow meet our requirement. So for this requirement, we can say the API query is meet our requirement. We just say we just go to the detail to say how this structure prompt organized. You can say the requirement, the business module, and the structure solutions, and the structure and task, common task, and the constraint. And up to this point, we have already get the business requirement and the common solution template, and then we can just go to the cursor to get this information by MCP. Yes, we provide the MCP function for OPRO. It can get the upload directly. And also we utilize the Jira MCP, which is open source MCP, and to get the Jira information. And combine these two information and provide these two information to Cursor AI, and let Cursor AI to generate the structure prompt. At that moment, what the model just 3.7. Actually, now we can use a Cloud 4, and you can see it will generate the structure prompt. Okay, so this step is very important. After AI generated the structure prompt, we need a review. Actually, this is I mentioned about the protocol between human and AI. We just use a strategy framework, strategy framework here to fill in the information in this prompt. Then we can review the details to check if we need to do some adjustment. Okay. So adjustment process, what is the adjustment process? It is a fine-tuning on the structure prompt. But for this requirement, actually, it is very normal, how to say, it's a normal solution for query API. So the template can help us get a very well structured prompt. So I just let this fake structured prompt to generate the code. And rest of the process is about the code generation. We can just add some speed. Okay. For after the code generation, we can do some other steps. For example, we can do this function test. We can do we can also do a code review. But at this moment, you can utilize AI, Cursor AI, or other cloud code. You can just let AI to start the application and let AI to test all the scenario for this API, and it will automatically run the test and give you summary, result summary report, and you can clearly know about if the function works or still have other edge case not considered. So we have how to say, we have upgrade for our process. You can try by yourself later. Okay. So for this part, we just we have already confirmed about the function and about the code generation, and then we need to commit the code changes because we have confirmed. And then code generation is not only is not the only purpose for us. Actually, we need to ensure the quality. Sorry. So we need to use we need to add some a lot of tests for generated code, and in the same approach we can find the test common solution template in the output. And for this one, we just we can base on our test strategies to generate this template. You can base on your project's practice to generate this one, and we just generate test scenarios based on our project. And it will controller test, service test, DAO test, and the integration test, and some detail test. And we will utilize this. We will utilize this template and with our implementation structure prompt to generate the scenario, the specific scenario for the test. So it will have a closed cycle for us because because all the things generated is controlled by us. Okay, so basically the review step is also important. We need to review the generated prompt and do some fine tuning to confirm if it works. And if everything is confirmed, we can just directly generating the code based on this prompt. Nice. Speed up. Okay, this is a generating process, you can see. And the controller test, service test, and every step is just for a repository test. Just follow our structure prompt. Let's speed up. So after the test generated, you can see sometimes when the AI run the test, you can see sometimes it will be failed. but it doesn't matter. Basically, there's a two scenarios for the field test. The first one is because of the test data is not built correct. And the second scenario is because there is some edge case is not considered in the implementation phase. So for the first cases, we just let AI fix the test data building is enough and it will be passed. And for the second scenario, we need to do some more deeper process. For example, we need to confirm if we need to consider the edge case or not. So if we need to consider the edge case, then we need refactoring the specific scenario in the implementing prompts, and then let the test passed. Okay. And all this is you can let AI do it. And you can say that all the test has already passed. And we can do is also just to do some review about the test cases. And after review completed, we need to run all the tests to avoid, in fact, other existing function. So we can say all the tests has already passed. So it's only so how to say the code generation is not run out of our scope. It's just controlled by our system prompt. Okay, so let's go back slides. I believe after seeing this, you still have many questions. For example, how do we start from how do we start building structure prompt from scratch? But I have another question asked back. Do we need to start from scratch? I think currently we have AI. A lot of things we don't need building from scratch. We can utilize AI to help us to speed up this process. We after how to say during our exploration, we have identified three distinct scenarios for AI prompt generation. For example, the first one is about the from the existing code to prompts. We can leverage AI to analyze the existing code and generate effective prompts, avoiding the need to start from scratch. And secondly, maybe you are very familiar with the solution. We can try to we can try to use AI to with your solution input and leverage the strategy frame the structure prompt strategy framework to generate the prompt, or you can try to practice from zero to building the structure prompt. This is for the second mode. And the last one is maybe you are facing a challenging or unfamiliar task, even you don't know the direction. Then you can directly collaborate with AI and brainstorm with AI to optimize and refine the prompt together. You can just let AI to generate a draft version, and you can play with AI just to do the fine tuning, and then finalize the structure prompt. One word is just everything you can utilize AI to do it, but following some principle. Just like us, we just following this methodology principle. Okay, so our practice experience also has need to 4 essential guidelines. You can see the below part. The first abstract before concrete. And we need to provide structured information to AI. And also we need to manage context also associations, and implement. And the last, we need to implement the prompt governance. Actually, the last one is very important because only if the prompt asset has already managed it, then we can avoid some duplicate work, and in that way we can gain a lot of efficiency. Okay, so you can so for the details in this page, you can refer it offline. I just introduce overall information here. So except the content I shared today, we also have record our all the materials here. You can see there is 3 sections. The first is about the Opera. We provide two portal. One portal is web. The first portal is a website, and another is the CRI, the MCP part. You can just try it later. And the second part is about the blog. What is all the information we build from 0 to current stat. You can just go to browser all these blogs detail if you are interested, and figure out how we go from 0 to so far. Yeah. And the last is about our team. If you're interested about the Opera and the AI augmenting software development, you can directly connect to us by this email. Okay, so, and the last thing is thank you for everyone to also just listen to our sessions. Then I will share. I will send the feedback link to the chat, and please give us feedback and help us to continue to upgrade. Okay, I think this will conclude our presentation. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you.
I'm not sure if we have some few minutes. There are few questions do you want to address?
What questions?
One question is about from Iran that looks like prompt are version controlled.
Yeah. Actually, this is very details. It's very detailed things. If you are interested, I can share some information here. So you can see here, we just for the how to say, for the common solution part, we just put all the information to our Opera engineering platform. So for the common solution, currently we just use if you just explore here, you can see solutions here, and currently there is no version control for the common solution part. It's just different from the, for example, the name, the tag, and the creator owner. And this is a common solution part. We will continue involving it. But for the specific implementation prompts, we just put this space prompt in our local. In our repository, and we just use a gate to manage all the process here. And you can see, so we just leverage gate to do the version control for the specific implementation prompt. We can see all the history. We can see all the details of the structure prompt for specific user requirement. Okay, I hope this answer your question.
Maybe one last question I see that from Zhou about why not generate the tests first following the TDD processes. I think we found that a lot of similarity there, yeah.
Yeah. That is very fun, very, how to say, great questions. Actually, we just think about TDD. So we just after we introduce AI in our delivery, we just try to analyze if the test driving is the most important for us. But after we practice that, we found that AI can do some functional tests very quickly. Before rather how to say just than a human doing this process, so it will help us reduce a lot of time. And secondly, even we add the test how to say even we don't add the test first, but actually what we do is just we have to do some task analysis. We need to split big task to the small task. It is another TDD, task-driven development, but it's not a test. Yeah, and then last thing is that we generated all the tests based on this specific task prompt. So which is mean even we add a test at the end of the process, it will follow. It will also follow our how to say our strategies to generate the test. So that is a reason why we don't we didn't generate the test first, because after we introduce AI, actually we don't need test to ensure the task to complete in the right way. We just use this kind of pattern to generate the code as we expected. Yeah, and one last thing I want to say, this is just our practice. You can keep your practice in your way, but it works for us currently. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think most of the question has been addressed. I don't think we have enough time now, but any questions or anything we want to share with each other, please approach me or Wei. We probably have a further conversation on that. Again, back to the festival, I think it's a good start. At least we know each other from sharing the practice. We do look at more sharing from other teams as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.